2.5 years.
Okay, well, let's move on to monkeypox then.
Okay, here we go. You ready? So there he is. He's praying. What's he praying for, Mike? No doubt praying for a vaccine. And his prayers might be answered. So the monkeypox outbreak of 2022, it's going to go down in history as one of the greatest pseudo-pandemics in history. Let's just take a look at where things are in the U.S. Oh, well, his prayers have been answered. Mike, look at this. A deal's been struck to expedite the production of monkeypox vaccines in the U.S. The Denmark-based Bavarian Nordic will work with the local manufacturers in Michigan to package 2.5 million doses of the monkeypox vaccine in the U.S., which the U.S. has ordered in July. So the direct collusion between these pharmaceutical companies and governments. Who's paying for this? Right? I mean,
well, if you remember right back at the very beginning, the British government placed an order with AstraZeneca for the AstraZeneca vaccine several months before it was even begun clinical trials. And so the question then was, if you remember, we asked the question, did that mean that AstraZeneca was going to get the shoe-in no matter the result of the clinical trials, or was the government just spending taxpayers' money? And if it failed the clinical trials, then they would those would be scrapped. But either way, AstraZeneca was the winner.
And also because of the international scarcity factor, all these countries were seen to be competing for these scarce doses at the beginning. Remember that?
Yeah.
So you have to get your order in early, even before it's even gone through any clinical trials. So again, this just stinks of the biggest scam and grift ever. So here's what's going on with monkeypox. Of course, they continue to target the gay community as the sort of source of this pandemic. U.S. is now offering extra monkeypox vaccines for gay pride events. Can you believe this? So again, and there's just very little, if any, scientific work being done to sort of validate or show any evidence that this is actually a genuine epidemic. It seems to be so far, Mike, relying on one thing. We'll show you what that thing is. I think you guys can figure out how they're doing their biosurveillance. But this one really took the biscuit here with the Daily Mail. Lucky they have a health section to keep us all informed. German monkeypox patient whose nose started to rot because of an undiagnosed HIV and syphilis left his immune system ravaged. So this is a 40-year-old guy in Germany, shows up to his GP. Apparently, we'll show the picture because it was in the mail. And I warn viewers, this is quite disturbing, but here we go. It's the mail. So we're told this is the picture of this poor chap in Germany, 40 years old. But you know what? They don't really tell you what's going on in the context of this. And turns out, Mike, he was in pretty diabolical shape. How did they know he had monkeypox? Well, it helps to take a look at the actual medical report here. Thank you to Dr. Mark Bailey for supplying this to us. A 40-year-old male presented to his GP with a red spot on the tip of his nose, which they thought was a sunburn. And within 3 days, the nasal area progressed to necrosis. And MPXV, that's the new politically correct abbreviation for monkeypox, these lesions were confirmed by, ta-da, PCR test. So the PCR test to the rescue, and it spread to the rest of the body, etc. Infections in his groin area. I won't go into the gory details. But here's the important part, and they don't really make a big point of this. From a medical point of view, concomitant syphilis, advanced HIV infection. So this is what he had already. He had never had an STD test in his life, allegedly. So this guy was in appalling condition, Mike. And they're blaming this picture, the spectacle you see in the media, it's just monkeypox. So it's really incredible. This is like the worst gutter level of medical journalism, thanks to the Daily Mail. But the Daily Mail are going to provide some nice takeaways for us. Look at this. So how do you know if you have monkeypox? Well, just look at the Daily Mail. They'll tell you, have you got a fever? You might have monkeypox. Have you got a headache? You might have monkeypox. How about muscle and back aches? That's monkeypox. Swollen lymph nodes, that happens quite a lot for a lot of different things. But you know what? You might have monkeypox. Chills, monkeypox. Exhaustion, monkeypox. Lesions, well, there's 100 different things you can have lesions and acne and pimples for. But according to the Mail, this means if you've got any of these symptoms, you very well may have monkeypox. So run to get your vaccination and do it quick because supplies are running out.
Yes.
So there you
So we
go.
got to be afraid, Patrick.
Well, yeah, but we'll put that back up on stage. We forgot that was the takeaway message here. Be afraid. That is the general takeaway point of this whole monkeypox farrago.
Yes.
And, well,
Yes.